This is episode 4, Retirement Account and Debt Load on a New Business. Disclaimer. These models are just for fun, for introduction. They are not professional grade. Viewing them does not equip you to make safe decisions about money, equipment or life forms. But it's a start. We will do retirement account first. Our thrifty retirement saver is going to work from age 25 to 65. She will try to observe the following schedule for retirement savings. From ages 25 to 35, she wants to put away $1,000 a year. From 35 to 45, $2,000 a year. From 45 to 55, $3,000 a year. From 55 to 65, $4,000 a year. We will usually take a moment at the beginning of an example to describe our model in dependency sentences using everyday language. These will stand in for the college students' equations of change, describing the same thing. They will usually sound like this. The rate at which something changes is dependent on a mix of values, some of which may be running totals, even those generated from the rate we are talking about. In other words, you can try solving based on anything hooked to anything that makes sense. Right now we have one sentence, but it has an and function. The rate at which retirement savings grow is dependent on current account level and contributions. Moving from the block diagram to the model, we have one retirement account with two inputs. We will need an adder block before the account. The interest-generating loop runs through the adder block. So do the contributions from Signal Builder. Inside Signal Builder, we check our X's, which are our time start points. We check our Y's, which are our investment rates, on a per-year basis. Our saver is a careful investor and should get 10% a year. She has heard that index funds are the way to go. We put 0.1 per year growth into the arrowhead feedback gain block. Our saver is tempted to socialize and travel around up to age 35. This takes money. What are the consequences of skipping the first round of low contributions? Aren't the later contributions more important because they are higher? We run the 35 to 65 schedule first. In Signal Builder, I zero out the contribution of $1,000 a year starting at the 25-year age point. Everything else is left alone. Simulate, start. Here are our graphs. The top one is the stair-step contribution schedule with step 1 missing. We zoom in on age 65 to see total savings on the bottom graph. It's around $450,000. Now I want our worker to see the whole schedule observed. We open Signal Builder and put the $1,000 a year step back in. Simulate, start. Wow, I think our lady made it to $800,000. That is a huge difference. Various folks in history have supposedly called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world. Rothschild, Ben Franklin, Einstein. The wiki says this probably isn't true, but it makes a good story. Debt load on a business. We use almost the same setup. An entrepreneur promises an investor she can increase profit at a rate of $300 a month each month. She says this can be kept up long enough to get the business stable. The entrepreneur borrows $10,000 against this plan. The interest is steep, 15% a month, so that we have a fast-developing model. Let's see what happens. Our dependency sentence is as follows. Change in business value is dependent on business value, all of which is debt right now, and on profit growth. Our one account is preset to -10, representing the $10,000 initial negative value of the business. we load our 0.15 interest rate per period into the feedback gain block. Because debt is being expressed as negative business value, we do not need to add a minus sign in the interest path to have debt get worse over time. Signal Builder contains the ramp generator for the assumed income growth model. Here is the curve set for the successful version. The negative value of the business peaks at around 9 months at roughly $18,000. But profit growth continues, and the investor is paid off and gone in 18 months. A bigger version of this model would shut off the 15% interest once the investor is gone, because the investor isn't now paying the business 15% per month. For now, we will just say the model ends at break-even. So far so good. Now, we change Signal Builder to make earnings stumble starting at around 5 months. Here is the second curve set. The model cannot stand any interruption in servicing debt. After the interruption, things go bad fast. The investor forecloses and takes everything when the debt gets to $30,000. This model hints at something interesting: how real-world businesses can be valued. Once the entrepreneur has shown some months of profit growth at the promised rate, the business has a clear overall positive potential even with some debt remaining. It is growth rates that investors buy and sell, not the way a firm and its books look on any given day. In the next episode, we will see non-ideal decay. How much is our decay curve changed when a leaky bucket leaks inefficiently? Scilab is software buy-in for the world's community. Help them with dollars, publicity, and contribute code. TTS Voices copyrighted 2014 and licensed by LinguaTech, GmbH. Visit them at linguatech.de. Text and graphics copyrighted 2019 by William Rhodes Design.